Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. I just got finished watching the entire 2-hour and 10-minute live stream. Took me a couple days to get through this because holy crap, there's a lot to unpack in this. She talks about her polyamorous marriage, her beliefs, her problems with ProJared, everything that went wrong, why she feels like she was wrong, why she felt necessary to air her dirty laundry on her Twitch channel, basically dragging everyone through from the beginning to where we are now with her situation with ProJared. And all I gotta say, if I had to sum this up in one word, is yikes. Before I go too far with this video, I did quite a bit of research on a polyamorous marriage and relationship and how those even kind of could work, and all I keep coming back to is opening the doors to a polyamorous relationship is basically opening the gates to the end of your current relationship. Yes, it can work in specific instances, but if you need to open up your marriage, which is exclusive between one person and another, to other people, it basically shows that what your current relationship status is not working. The ground that you're on is extremely shaky, and if you need to open it up to see other people, it probably means your current relationship is not where it should be. That's what I'm gathering out of people who go from a basic marriage to a polyamorous relationship. Yes, it can work. I know people in the other videos have been telling me, oh my god, you don't know anything about I don't. I'll be the first one to tell you. This is like my first introduction to a polyamorous relationship is this whole ProJared saga. So yes, I don't know very much about it. I am in a very exclusive relationship with me and my wife. We have 2 kids and we don't search out other people. We are content with where we're at in life, and for the most part, it works. I mean, yes, we have our struggles, our challenges, and our battles. Every marriage does. If you hear someone say that your marriage is perfect and you never have any arguments or disputes, I would not really trust that person because that's basically impossible when you spend your life with another person. With that being said, after learning more about a polyamorous relationship, this kind of tells me exactly where ProJared was at with Heidi and why it wasn't working out. This is a pretty good article here that I went through, just finding out more about why people end up doing it, how it can work, and what the rules are to it. And it's interesting to me because if I had to break down what I learned from polyamorous relationship is someone who wants to see somebody else while they're currently in a marriage and their partner agrees to it, so they both open up the gates of their marriage to see other people. With one little exception, and that is your current partner that you're with needs to approve of somebody else that you'll be seeing and possibly getting intimate with. I see a lot of problems arising just from that. A lot of jealousy enters the picture, a lot of he said, she said enters the picture, a lot of problems can arise just from the introduction of allowing a married couple to start seeing other people. And it's kind of weird listening to Heidi about this where she's acting surprised, she's acting shocked, she's confused how ProJared could somehow go behind her back and hang out with Holly, be intimate with her, and then say, I didn't approve of that, and those are the rules to our polyamorous marriage, on why we were getting with other people, on how we set the guidelines, with him not being able to see people that I don't approve of. But how would he be able to see someone if you don't approve of them? What comes first, the chicken or the egg? He sees them, develops feelings for them, and then you come in and say, no, I don't want you to do that. Because why? First off, if it's an open relationship and you're allowing ProJared to see this other person, but then you don't approve of it, is it because of jealousy? Is it because you want that intimacy with him? And if that's the case, why did you open up your marriage for ProJared to be able to see somebody else? And if that's not why, then why are you saying you're not on board with him seeing Holly in the first place? And then she goes into eventually talking about way down the road, like an hour into this, about how she didn't approve of it because Holly was still with Ross from the Game Grumps, and she thought that was wrong, that Holly wasn't informing her husband at the time time that she might have been developing feelings for ProJared, which is fair, but at the same time, not her battle to fight. Her battle is with ProJared in her relationship and making sure that she is content with where she's at. And if she's trying to say that she didn't approve of ProJared getting with Holly because Holly was still with Ross, that opens up a black hole of confusion for me. Why would you open up your relationship to see other people in the first place? Secondly, why would you tell the entire world the entire story? People don't need to know this. People don't care about it. Yes, it's gossipy and it's drama-y and it's quasi-video game related-y, but at the end of the day, this has to do with your relationship with ProJared. This is something that if you had issues with ProJared, you should have tried to figure those out with him. And she goes into saying she tried that, and ProJared basically stonewalled her. It was a very poor me, oh, why don't you feel bad for me sob story that she was giving here. And she felt very powerless. But honestly, what I grasped from watching this entire thing is she wants the full control of everything. And when Heidi did not have the control, that's when things started going downhill. ProJared started seeing someone else. Oh, I don't approve of that because I'm jealous of Holly and that relationship that you have with her and how you guys really connect on another level because you both play D&D together, where Heidi didn't really have anything to connect with ProJared on. Besides the cosplay thing in video games, she didn't really intimately connect with him anywhere else. And that's where the major disconnect clearly started here with these people. She wanted the control, but she didn't have anything to capture ProJared's attention. ProJared and her mutually agreed to open up their marriage to start seeing other people. And there are rumors and speculation that Heidi actually was the one that wanted to open up the relationship in the first place because she wanted to see somebody else. But that doesn't really come up here. What happens in this video is basically her just talking for 2+ hours about how ProJared basically screwed her over and ruined her life. And honestly, I have a really hard time feeling bad for her. Doing this live stream in the first place is a desperate cry for attention. There is no need to tell everybody about the inner workings of your personal life. First off, you already did that in all your tweets, and people were even saying back then that we were sharing way too much personal information. What happens behind closed doors with you and ProJared, assuming that you're not physically hurting each other, is nobody else's business. There was clearly a lot of manipulation here from both parties. And I'm not saying ProJared is innocent. I'm not saying that Heidi is guilty. And it's funny watching each of their individual stories progress and how they try to off-put it on each other instead of taking accountability on anything they could have possibly done wrong along the way. No, it's always somebody else's fault. And that's the major issue I have with this entire presentation, this entire live stream that Heidi talks about. All the friends of hers are subscribing to her on Twitch, giving her money, patting her on the back, telling her, oh my god, how horrible ProJared is as a person, how horrible your life must have been going through all these traumatic experiences. But ultimately, she had the ability to speak up along the way, and she didn't. And she even says in this video that she felt bad, that she didn't want to ruin what she had with ProJared, and then until she did it, it was too late. It doesn't make any sense. Everything she's saying. There's clearly a lot of issues going on upstairs with this woman. I am not a professional, but just listening to her talk to the camera here, this is something that should be saved for a professional, a one-on-one meeting with a psychologist or a psychiatrist, depending on the situation and what's going on upstairs. You need to seek out some professional help. Do not go post this to the public to tell everybody why you need to air out your laundry and how people were telling you not to do this live stream and you still move forward with doing it. Like, this is nobody's business but your own. And if you need help getting over that hump, you need to seek out professional help. Talking crap about ProJared, talking crap about Holly, talking crap about everybody except being accountable for yourself throughout this entire process was beyond cringy. It was just painful to watch. And this isn't me just hating on Heidi. She seems like she had good intentions along the way, at times, but she also struck me as somebody who's extremely manipulative, who, if she doesn't get her way, she'll keep moving the goalpost until she does. And this here is kind of an extension of that. She didn't get her way. ProJared won. Like, the entire controversy is, for all intents and purposes, done. ProJared said his piece, put all the facts and evidence on the table, and people have made up their mind based off of what was presented to us. And this is just kind of like a he said, she said, weak attempt to garner attention and support from the community, emotional support. I don't know what she's going for here, but she provides very little proof in this to back up any of her points. And when she does provide proof, it doesn't really make much of an impact to the point she's trying to make. It's almost like oh, here's the text message conversation I had with Holly, and here's what she said to me. And I'm listening to that, and I'm just like, yeah, that doesn't sound like an out of the ordinary conversation for anybody who opens up their marriage for somebody to see somebody else. It's just, there is so much wrong. All of these people are so messed up. Like, this is a fact. These people are messed up in the head. I'm not saying that I'm innocent or anyone else is innocent. We don't have skeletons in our closets, that all of us might be messed up in one way or another. But to air this publicly when your ex-husband is a prominent public figure in the video game YouTube community, it just sounds like sour grapes. It just comes across the wrong way. And I don't know what she was really going for here. Maybe just to garner more attention, a cry for help. Maybe she was used to being with ProJared and having that public attention and feeling like she was popular. And now that she's kind of gotten the short end of the stick, some may say, with this situation, she's trying to grasp at whatever straws she can in a desperate attempt to retain some sort of importance in the public eye. I don't know. I don't know what she's doing with this. It is cringy. It's awkward. It's weird. It's interesting to hear directly from her perspective. For me personally, somebody who's been following this story for a very long time, since it first broke. But just watching her do this, it just comes across as sour grapes, as someone who's just desperate for attention. She should not have done this live stream. If anything, go to a professional, seek some professional help, talk it out with them, no matter how long it takes. Keep going to meetings and making sure you get your head right. Going to the public about your personal life, this is like the complete opposite direction of what anybody in the public eye should ever do. Ever. So, again, I'm not really sure what she's trying to get at with this, except for a desperate grab for the attention she might have once had in her life. It's working. I mean, she's getting a lot of Twitch subs. I'm sure she's gaining a lot of Twitter followers. And she might even become a prominent figure in the cosplay scene because people are starting to know who she is on a much larger level than she initially was known. So with that in mind, it can make a little bit of sense why she'd do this. But ultimately, it's a bad look. She definitely should not have made this video. If you guys are interested in the stream, I will put a link in the description below for the exciting 2-hour and 10-minute viewing party. Just listening to her cry to a camera about why everyone should feel bad for her. But I'm not. I'm going to leave the video right there. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, you stay smashing.